Okay, gang, welcome to another episode of the King Cake channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 ways new immigrants to Canada can make money, or 5 jobs that new immigrants to Canada can do to make money. Now, it's not always the easiest thing finding a job in a city like, a big city like Toronto, but it is possible, and you just got to look in the right places if you're looking for a job quick. These are 5 quick jobs that you can start immediately you come to Canada. Number 1, security. Okay, security is one of the most, I would say, stable industries in terms of finding a job for newcomers to Canada. The security industry is a rather flexible and easy entry into the job market for newcomers to Canada. So the first thing that's important to note is you gotta have a work permit, or you have to have valid documents that show that you can work in Canada, okay? So this is very important to note. So to get into the security industry, the very first thing you gotta do is you have to get a security license, okay? So how you go about getting a security license is you have to take 40 hours, about 40 hours mandated training, security training, after which you are gonna take a test, okay? And this test is done by the government, okay? So you go to write an exam and you pass. And if you pass, there's a cutoff mark. Once you pass the test, you will be giving a temporary security license, okay? So this temporary security license can help you start or gain employment with a security company. Now, some security companies will employ you and will be responsible for getting you that security license. So they might either pay for it up front for you to get a security license, or they might have a security training program for you to be able to get the training done, and then they send you off to the testing center for you to take the test. And once you pass that, they give you a job. All right, so it's sometimes as easy as that. The pay is pretty decent, okay? Generally, the minimum wage in Canada is $14 an hour. Security jobs generally don't pay below that, okay? So you can start at 14 and there's possibility to grow, and make more and more money. I believe it depends on how much more qualifications you get on top of the security license, handcuff training, baton training, and stuff like that. When you get more specialty, the pay could be as much as $19 an hour, $20 an hour. Or if you're working at the club sector, the club industries, or events, you can make up to $20 an hour. Although those are shorter hours because the clubs are usually open for about 5 to 6 hours sometimes, and you're working basically 5 to 6 hours a night. But it's a cool way to make quick cash, and it's a cool way to make $20 an hour. Although the more the security jobs pay, it technically could mean that it is more risky, okay? So working at a club is not exactly the safest place to work as a security personnel or a bouncer, or whatever you may call them. So the second job that you can easily do when you come to Canada is retail. Okay, there's so many retail companies and so many shops and stores that are always hiring people to work for them. Examples are the clothing store, the clothing outlets, you know what I mean? Like Tommy Hilfiger, Forever 21, all those stores are usually hiring, okay? So these are one of the easiest jobs that you can get. A lot of them usually hire seasonally and sometimes contractually. In the retail industry, they generally start you off with minimum wage. I'm not really sure how much you can grow unless you become like a supervisor or a manager in the retail industry, but it is another easy job to start when you first come to Canada. Number 3 job you can get when you first come to Canada is a call center job or a telemarketing job, okay? So it does help if you're bilingual, if you speak both English and French, or if you speak another language other than English, to get these types of jobs, okay? Because these deal with making calls to people all over Canada, and sometimes outside of Canada, depends on the company. These jobs generally you sitting in a center or an office and making outbound calls usually, and it generally tends to fluctuate the amount of hours they give to you, but a lot of them hire full-time as well. The pay is usually good. A lot of them start at $17 an hour and above. Number 4 job you can do when you first come to Canada is cleaning. There's a lot of opportunities for cleaning jobs in a big city like Toronto. Office cleaning, office building, residential cleaning, all sorts of jobs that could be hiring for certain positions. Or you could go online and post an ad, you can start your own business with your own cleaning business. Okay, you can go on a website like Kijiji or Craigslist and advertise yourself as a cleaner and see who reaches out. Put a price on your time and put a price on how much you're going to charge an hour or how much you're going to charge per house or per unit, and see who reaches out to you, see who books your service, and basically you can build from there, and you can enlarge your business by word of mouth or referral, or your ads get more views and more clicks and more people reach out to you. That is another great way of making money. And you could even not be employed. You could do this self-employed and make money for your own self and be your own boss. Speaking of being your own boss, number 5 comes in hard as a self-employed job. Okay, we're talking about Uber, Lyft, rideshare, skip the dishes, food delivery, delivery for Instacart, or any delivery company basically that exists out there these days. Okay, there's tons of them to choose from and they're always hiring, but the catch is usually you have to have your own vehicle. And we did the driving series, okay, what to know about driving in Canada. So the first thing that comes to mind is that you should have a driver's license for these kinds of jobs. So Lyft and Uber, in my opinion, come as the highest paying per hour job out of all these rideshare or all these, be your own boss, delivery and rideshare type jobs. Okay, Lyft and Uber, because you are basically going to be carrying people in your car and they're going to be paying you and paying HST on top of that. It basically runs as a small business. There is usually a background screening a lot of the time, for the new drivers or the new workers or the new contractors, independent contractors that these companies are going to be hiring. So if you can pass that background screening, you should be fine to start. Okay, so these jobs are pretty much flexible. You set your own hours and you are the boss. Okay, and it's pretty simple. Once you are able to download the app, when you get on the platform, you download the app and you click go or you click start, you're good to go. Those are 5 things that you can do when you first come to Canada to get money. Okay, now some people tend to do Uber and all these ride sharing jobs as a side hustle, but when these things are done full time, I assure you, you can make a lot of money. Now I've made another video, which I'm gonna put a link for you to be able to watch the video right here, about how much you can make from Uber, Lyft, skip the dishes, and all those other types of jobs. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video. Once again, it's your boy King K. So guys, if you found this video helpful in any way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you have more questions about anything that I've spoken about in this video, or anything that relates to easy jobs that you can do when you first come to Canada, or easy jobs that you can do generally if you're in Canada. Okay, so these are available to anybody that is in Canada and that is able to work.